They say school is supposed to prepare you for life. But what if the system that raised entire generations was never designed to make you free, but to make you obedient? For over 2 centuries, the classroom has promised success to anyone willing to study, memorize, and follow the rules. Yet somehow, despite billions of hours spent in education, most people graduate not knowing how to manage a paycheck, how to invest, or even how to keep themselves out of debt. And maybe that's not an accident. Every year, millions of young people walk across a graduation stage believing they're ready for the real world. They're handed a diploma, a smile, maybe a few congratulations, and then immediately, a student loan bill, a credit card offer, and a cost of living they were never warned about. They've mastered trigonometry, memorized the periodic table, and learned how to write 5-paragraph essays. But no one ever showed them how compound interest silently steals or multiplies their money. No one explained what a credit score really means. And no one told them that failing to understand money is the fastest way to become trapped by it. That's the hidden design, the unspoken rule of a system that still trains workers, not thinkers. The old industrial model of education wasn't built to produce wealthy individuals. It was built to create reliable employees. When the first modern schools appeared during the Industrial Revolution, factories needed punctual, disciplined laborers who would follow instructions, respect authority, and repeat the same tasks day after day without question. The system succeeded spectacularly. It produced exactly what it was meant to: predictable, rule-following citizens. But in the 21st century, that same obedience keeps people financially paralyzed. The first secret to getting rich is realizing this truth. The school system was never designed to teach you money. Students are told that financial success is the reward for good grades, higher degrees, and stable employment. Yet none of those things guarantee wealth. Schools rarely mention assets, liabilities, or leverage. They teach students how to earn income, but not how to multiply it. So when graduates finally start earning, they follow the script they were taught. Work hard, spend what's left, and repeat until retirement, without realizing the game was rigged from the start. The reason runs deeper than outdated textbooks. Inside classrooms everywhere, money is treated as a forbidden subject. Teachers skip it not because it's unimportant, but because most of them never learned it either. You can't teach what you were never taught. Many educators feel unqualified to discuss budgeting, credit, or investing, so the topic disappears from the curriculum. Governments, obsessed with standardized testing, reward schools for math and reading scores, not for producing financially literate citizens. As a result, the majority of students graduate knowing more about the history of triangles than about taxes, loans, or interest rates. And so the cycle repeats. Untrained teachers raise unprepared students who grow into adults making the same mistakes. They take out loans without understanding compound interest. They build credit card debt chasing lifestyles they can't afford. They spend years paying for degrees that rarely pay them back. And behind it all, the economy quietly profits from their ignorance. Banks earn interest from confusion. Governments collect taxes from dependence. Corporations sell convenience to people who don't know how to say no. The second secret to getting rich is this: understand what the system wants and do the opposite. While schools preach safety, the wealthy learn adaptation. The rich understand that risk is a tool, not a threat. They know mistakes are teachers, not punishments. Yet inside classrooms, mistakes are the ultimate sin. Students lose marks for trying the wrong way. They're told to color inside the lines, to wait for permission, to avoid failure at all costs. But wealth is built through calculated failures, through trial, error, and learning. The world's most successful investors, entrepreneurs, and creators all share one mindset the school system fears: curiosity unrestrained by authority. That's why many wealthy people quietly resent the traditional education model. They know it conditions people to trade time for money instead of using money to buy time. It convinces them that following the rules leads to freedom, when in reality, freedom only comes when you learn how the rules are written. The richest individuals didn't just work harder, they worked differently. They mastered the skills the system ignored: financial literacy, negotiation, strategic risk, and the ability to turn knowledge into assets. According to recent research, nearly 85% of high school students want to learn about personal finance. 95% of those who do find it life-changing. Yet even today, only about 1/4 of American students are guaranteed a personal finance course before graduation. In most countries, that number is even smaller. The results are predictable. Generations of adults with high debt, low savings, and fragile credit, all symptoms of an education system allergic to money. The third secret to getting rich is simple but uncomfortable. Money skills are self-taught. If schools won't teach them, you must. Learning to manage money isn't about greed, it's about control. It starts with the basics: tracking expenses, setting budgets, understanding interest rates, but quickly evolves into something bigger. Learning how to make your money work for you. That means understanding that every dollar has potential energy. Put it in the wrong place, and it dies. Invest it wisely, and it reproduces. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they were never shown how to think about money. Without guidance, they learn financial habits from the loudest teachers available. Social media and advertising. On Instagram, luxury is currency. On TikTok, lifestyle is a business model. The constant feed of perfection trains young people to equate spending with self-worth. It's easy to believe that money equals happiness when you've never been taught that money is a tool. And the result? A culture drowning in consumer debt, chasing validation instead of value. Technology could have been the great equalizer. Endless free information, online courses, budget apps, investing platforms. But instead it often amplifies distraction. The same phone that could teach you compound interest teaches you impulse buying. The same internet that could make you financially literate sells you another must-have in the next scroll. Without discipline, access becomes addiction. The wealthy use technology to leverage time and capital. Everyone else uses it to escape. Secret number 4, financial literacy is the new survival skill. Just as reading and writing opened doors centuries ago, understanding money determines who controls their life today. Those who master it don't just survive economic crises, they capitalize on them. They recognize that financial illiteracy doesn't just hurt individuals, it weakens entire societies. When large populations can't manage debt or savings, economies wobble, inflation rises, inequality widens. It's not just a personal issue, it's a national one. The data backs this up. Countries with higher financial literacy have lower household debt and greater economic resilience. Educated citizens make smarter spending and investment decisions, driving stable growth. When people understand interest, budgeting, and risk, they build wealth steadily instead of gambling it away. But when ignorance dominates, entire generations stay trapped, living paycheck to paycheck, one emergency away from collapse. This is why reform matters. Some governments are finally responding. In 2021, only 8 U.S. states required personal finance education in high school. By 2025, that number tripled. By 2030, over half of all students will be guaranteed at least one semester learning real-world money skills. It's progress, but far from enough. Because even when schools teach finance, they often do it through outdated lectures, missing the emotional core of money behavior. Real wealth isn't about formulas, it's about habits. Students don't just need to know what interest is, they need to feel the weight of borrowing. They need to simulate choices, experience consequences, and learn the satisfaction of saving and investing early. That's why some educators are experimenting with gamified financial apps, role-playing simulations, and practical workshops. When young people see money as a living system they can control, everything changes. Suddenly, budgeting isn't boring, it's empowerment. Saving isn't restriction, it's freedom in disguise. But even with reform, another obstacle stands in the way: silence. Across cultures, talking about money is still taboo. Parents avoid it, teachers skip it, society whispers about it only when it's too late. This cultural shyness ensures that most children inherit their parents' fears instead of their parents' wisdom. In many families, money is either a source of shame or pride, rarely a neutral topic of learning. That silence becomes expensive. It leaves kids unprepared, adults ashamed, and economies unstable. The fifth and final secret to getting rich is this: break the silence. Talk about money. Study it, question it, teach it. Because the moment you start discussing money openly, you begin to understand it deeply. The wealthy aren't smarter, they're just unafraid to ask. They share knowledge, hire mentors, and treat finance as a language, not a mystery. They know that wealth begins in conversation long before it appears in a bank account. Breaking the silence also means challenging the mindset school instilled, that money is dirty, selfish, or beyond your control. True financial education is not greed, it's responsibility. It's knowing how to create value, protect it, and pass it on. It's understanding that freedom doesn't come from owning everything, it comes from owning yourself. Imagine if schools had treated money like literacy or health, a skill to master, not a secret to ignore. Imagine if every student graduated knowing how to manage credit, avoid debt traps, and invest in their future. The world would look different. There'd be fewer payday loans, fewer bankruptcies, fewer broken families fighting over bills. There'd be more entrepreneurs, more innovators, more people unafraid to fail and try again. Until that happens, each individual becomes their own teacher. The new classroom is the world itself. The lessons are everywhere, in every paycheck, every mistake, every opportunity ignored or seized. Those who pay attention write their own curriculum, learn, apply, adjust, repeat. That's the real education system, the one that rewards curiosity instead of compliance. So if schools kept you broke, understand this. It wasn't your fault, but it is your responsibility. The sooner you take ownership of your financial learning, the faster you rewrite the script. Build your foundation, learn how money moves, why debt compounds, and how investing works. Create systems that make saving automatic and spending intentional. Understand taxes before they understand you. Learn leverage, not the kind that breaks you, but the kind that frees you. Because here's the quiet truth. Financial freedom isn't about luck or genius. It's about literacy, the ability to read the language of money and write your own future with it. The poor trade time for money, the rich trade knowledge for freedom. And the schools, for now, keep teaching time. But you don't have to. The game is open to anyone willing to learn the rules. The difference between broke and wealthy is not intelligence, it's awareness. Once you see how the system works, you can stop playing defense and start designing your own offense. Money isn't evil, it's energy. It flows to those who respect it, understand it, and use it to build rather than to escape. Generations before us were told that success meant stability, a steady job, a pension, a quiet retirement. That world is gone. The new reality rewards adaptability, literacy, and initiative. In a world where financial illiteracy is the norm, understanding money is rebellion. It's how you step out of the script and into control. So learn relentlessly. Read about finance the way others scroll social media. Watch the next video and see how the people who understand where the money's moving next always win. And if you're serious about staying ahead of that shift, hit subscribe. You'll want to see what's coming next. Oh, and if you're thinking of starting your own investing journey, take a look at the link in the description. It's the platform I personally use to explore global markets.